Welcome back to my YouTube channel where we explore the fascinating world of coin collecting. Today we dive deep into the rich and evolving history of Lincoln pennies, focusing on the years 2003, 2011, and 2021, coins that may seem ordinary at first glance, but carry a wealth of historical significance, minting variation, collector intrigue, and evolving market value. The story of the Lincoln penny begins far before these dates, but each of these years represents an important milestone in its journey through American pockets and hands. Beginning with the 2003 Lincoln penny, we see a continuation of the familiar design featuring the iconic portrait of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, which has been in use since. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, where we explore the fascinating world of numismatics, the study of coins currency, and their deep-rooted history. Today we dive into a journey that spans more than a century to uncover the hidden value behind one of America's most iconic and collected coins, the Lincoln cent, and more specifically, we will uncover the history, the varieties, and the market trends surrounding Lincoln pennies with special attention given to the coins minted in 2003. But before we get into the specific year, let us first understand the broader significance of the Lincoln penny. First minted in 1909 to commemorate the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. The Lincoln cent was the first regularly circulating U.S. coin to feature a real person on the obverse, which was a revolutionary concept at the time designed by Victor David Brenner. The original coin featured Lincoln on the front and two wheat ears. On the reverse, symbolizing the nation's agricultural roots, these wheat pennies were minted from 1909 to 1958 and became an instant favorite among collectors due to their symbolism, historical value, and overall artistic appeal. The initials VDB of the designer famously sparked early controversy when placed prominently on the bottom of the reverse of the 1909 version, resulting in the mint quickly pulling back production and reissuing the coin with the initials removed, making the 1909 SVDB one of the most sought-after coins in American coin collecting history. Over time, the reverse design changed in 1959 to feature the Lincoln Memorial in honor of Lincoln's 150th birthday. That design by Frank Gasparo remained until 2008, which means that the 2003 Lincoln penny falls right in the late stages of the Memorial reverse era. The 2003 Lincoln penny may appear ordinary at first glance, but like many modern coins, there are varieties, errors, and mint, characteristics that can significantly increase a coin's value to collectors and investors alike. Minted in Philadelphia and Denver. The 2003 pennies can be identified by their respective mint marks, P for Philadelphia, although in this case the Philadelphia Mint did not include a mark, and D for Denver. During this time, the U.S. Mint was producing billions of pennies each year, but even with such high mintage numbers, collectors are always on the lookout for special traits, such as off-center strikes, die breaks, doubled, dies, and other mint errors, which can transform an ordinary 1-cent coin into a rare collectible valued at hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Some 2003 pennies display doubling on the obverse, notably in areas such as Lincoln's eye, the date, or the lettering of Liberty, and in God We Trust, which when verified by professional grading services can fetch premium prices in the collector market beyond physical errors. Coins can carry added value due to their condition. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with MS or mint state 70 representing a flawless coin straight from the mint. If a 2003 Lincoln penny is preserved in a high grade such as MS 67 or MS 68, especially if it is certified by NGC or PCGS, it can be worth significantly more than face value because finding such coins in pristine condition is increasingly rare given their circulation and handling history. The metal composition of the 2003 Lincoln penny also reflects a change from previous eras. Earlier Lincoln cents from 1909 to 1982 were composed primarily of copper, but rising metal costs in the early 1980s prompted the U.S. Mint to shift to a zinc core with a thin copper coating starting mid-1982, making the modern penny lighter and more cost-effective but also less durable in the long term, as zinc is prone to corrosion, particularly when exposed to moisture over time. Despite this shift, the sentimental and historical value of the Lincoln penny endures and continues to captivate collectors young and old. The numismatic community pays close attention to even the most recent coins, and as coin grading technology and online marketplaces evolve, there is now more access than ever to coin price guides, error identification, and auction records, allowing hobbyists and professionals to evaluate and trade Lincoln cents with precision. And online marketplaces evolve, there is now more access than ever to coin price guides, error identification, and auction records, allowing hobbyists and professionals to evaluate and trade Lincoln cents with precision and confidence. Now let us go back to the origin and explore decade by decade how the Lincoln penny evolved both in design and in public perception. The 1910s through the 1930s were the golden era of the wheat penny, with coins struck during World War I and the Great Depression carrying both historical weight and scarcity due to limited mintages, especially during economic downturns. The 1943 steel penny made during World War II, when copper was diverted for the war effort, remains one of the most unusual and recognizable 1-cent coins, and collectors have been intrigued for decades by the extremely rare copper 1943 penny struck. In error, a coin that has sold for more than $1 million at auction. The 1950s marked the final decade of the wheat reverse, culminating in the 1959 debut of the memorial reverse, which ushered in a new era and greater awareness of Lincoln's legacy on American currency. The 1960s and 1970s saw massive increases in production as the U.S. population grew, and coinage demand exploded, leading to billions of pennies being produced annually. But among these high mintages are key varieties such as the 1969 S double die and the 1972 double die, both known for dramatic doubling on the obverse and fetching thousands of dollars in top grades. The 1980s introduced the copper to zinc transition as mentioned earlier, and the year 1982 alone saw 7 distinct varieties split between copper and zinc compositions, as well as large and small date font differences, which make 1982 one of the most complicated and fascinating years in Lincoln penny history. The 1990s and early 2000s, including our focus year 2003, were marked by steady production with occasional mint errors and the rise of third-party grading, making coin authentication and value determination more accessible to the public. 2003 in particular is a year where condition plays a key role in value, as billions were minted and only a fraction survive today in high mint state grades. Some unique finds, such as off-metal strikes or coins struck on foreign planchets, do exist from this period and have appeared in auctions and estate collections, yielding surprisingly high returns for their owners. 2003 also sits at the tail end of the Memorial Reverse series, which ended in 2008 and was followed in 2009 by the bicentennial Lincoln Cent program, which featured 4 different reverse designs marking different stages of Lincoln's life. The return of design innovation in 2009 rekindled interest in Lincoln pennies and brought renewed focus to earlier years, such as 2003, as collectors sought to build complete modern sets with a keen eye for quality and rarity. So if you are holding on to 2003 Lincoln cents or any other Lincoln pennies, it is worth learning how to examine them under magnification, how to spot common errors, how to interpret strike quality, and how to submit them to a grading service for potential certification. In addition to error varieties and mint state coins, the market also considers provenance, rarity, and overall demand. And since the Lincoln penny is one of the most collected coins in the world, there will always be demand for interesting specimens. Even in modern times, auction results for certified 2003 Lincoln cents In MS-68 red condition from the Denver Mint have exceeded $100, and error coins such as die clashes or multiple strikes from this year have appeared in private sales and online marketplaces. The story of the Lincoln penny is one of persistence, evolution, and national symbolism. It has witnessed over a century of American history, from world wars to civil rights, milestones, from political shifts to technological revolutions, and through it all, the penny remains a piece of pocket-sized history that continues to inspire collectors, historians, and citizens alike. And as we explore these topics throughout this video, we will examine real-life examples of 2003 Lincoln pennies that have made headlines, showcase professional tips on evaluating coin value, introduce online tools and resources for budding numismatists, and explore interviews and insights from some of the most respected experts in the coin collecting community. So sit back, relax, and join me on this deep dive into the world of Lincoln cents, where the smallest coin in your pocket might just hold a story and a value far greater than 1 cent.